So guys, the new update, it just came out 50 minutes ago. I just finished streaming now, and let's actually talk about every single new feature that was added to this update. And the first thing that you're gonna notice while opening this game is that it opens up so fast. That is probably because it has been upgraded to 64 bits as opposed to 32 bits. Which means this whole game is just gonna run much smoother. This is how all of the games are supposed to run now in 2024. So GD is not gonna feel like an old game anymore. You're gonna feel like the game has been a lot more optimized. As I said, it's gonna run a lot faster, and the overall experience is gonna be much better. When it comes to lags you're having, you know, some lag spikes as well that are really annoying, probably a lot of them are gonna vanish, which is awesome. And the next feature that we have for Steam users, this is something that came with for Steam as well, is that now you can click on someone's stars and see how many classic levels they have beaten. And you can, in the bottom right corner, you can see the dailies and the gauntlets. How many of these levels are the gauntlets and how many are from the daily? And you can see each difficulty with one of them. And if you click on the moons, this is like how many platformer levels you've beaten. Right now, there's no gauntlet and there is no, daily. However, in the future, in 2.21, we're going to have the maps. We're just going to have user platformer levels. So perhaps there's going to be a new text in here that's going to say if these levels are from the map, which is going to be very cool. And another thing is, moving on, we're gonna go to the editor. The editor is very cool. By the way, I've made a challenge contest in here. If you guys want to check it out, you can make a song with it. Okay, we're gonna get to that. But first thing is that right now you can go to no clip. You can have no clip in normal mode. This is something that we've been wanting for a long time. You can see this is normal mode. You're playing your own level. However, if you go here, there's ignore damage, and now you can see the text up there, and you are basically in no clip in your level while playing in normal mode, which is sick. And another thing you may have noticed is that these things have changed. There used to be a gear up there, but now this is the same menu to basically customize the, what is it called, like the buttons for platformer mode. However, this is only useful for mobile, I would say. However, the practice UI is actually pretty useful for PC as well, because if you go to the settings and you unhide the practice buttons, then if you go onto here, you're gonna see that in practice mode, you're gonna have the buttons and you can also move them around like that, for example, which is awesome because I always used to play Bloodbath in practice mode and it was a nightmare because the buttons always used to be in here, which was absolutely unplayable for the first part. But now you can like change the opacity, and personally, I like to have it very low but still on so people know that I'm playing in practice mode. However, the positioning I would suggest, oh, look at this. Maybe doing something like this would be sick. Like this. Oh my god, this is actually a really good idea. So people know that you are right now playing in practice mode. So, if you're streaming or something. And another thing that we saw in the settings is that, you know how I just showed you the text in here? When you enable ignore damage, you're gonna have the ignore damage text, and if you go on to the start position, you're gonna have the, where is it, use ignore damage. Oh, I see. So you can use ignore damage, boom, and then you can disable it, and then it shows you that you have already used it in this session. That's actually pretty cool. I just found out about that. But you can go to the settings and you can disable all of those texts. It hides the text on the top left when using start positions or ignore damage. So basically that means that if you go on no clip in here, it is not going to show you that it is on no clip, which is very cool. If you want to have like a clear view of the level, you can do that as well. However, one thing that I would love to have is the ability to hide all of these triggers. If you have a lot of triggers, it's going to be annoying. So maybe like an option in here to hide all of them or something would be very cool, or something similar would be very cool. And when you play test, I would also love to hide these buttons, these 3 buttons somehow, and that would be really helpful as well. But maybe in the future we're gonna have that. I'm gonna have to ask Robin, we're gonna have to see. And another thing that you might have noticed when going through the platformer levels is that now they officially show you the length of each level approximately. So this level is 1 minute long. You can see that this is approximately how much it's gonna take you without any checkpoints to complete the level. So my level, for example, what was it called? Industrial Escape. It's gonna take you 17 minutes without, checkpoints. This is like one single run. This is 3 minutes. This is 4 minutes. This is 1 minute. minutes. Yeah, this is like if you go full speedrun mode basically. And this is a feature that I honestly love. I love this feature because sometimes I don't have that much time and I just want to enjoy a short platformer level. And I go on this one, for example, and then just play it through. And at the end, I realize that it's really long and I have to quit off and I don't get any reward. But right now you can see how long that level approximately is. However, I would personally suggest always adding half a minute or a minute to that timer to be exact, because usually it's going to take you a bit more than that because you're going to crash and you're going to restart from a checkpoint. But another thing that you can do is always check the leaderboard. So maybe scroll a little bit. This is approximately how much it's going to take you to finish this. So 2 minutes, yeah, if you add a minute, that's perfect. And yeah, another thing that you might have seen from RobTop's video is that now in the game files we have the NCS gauntlets, which are gonna arrive in September of this year according to the deadline that has been set on RobTop's channel. These are 2 gauntlets that are gonna have their specific made, what is it called, like a gauntlet contest where people can make levels and they can enter the gauntlets. There are a bunch of rules that you have to follow, and then you can publish the level, and then you have a chance to have your level inside the NCS gauntlet. And that takes us to one of the last features, which is one of the craziest additions to 2.2 ever. If you go to the music library, you're gonna see that there's an extra button for NCS music. And in here it says all NCS catalogs is copyright free, allowing all content creators to monetize their content on platforms like YouTube and Twitch. Also like all the other platforms, because this is completely copyright free, which is awesome. And you also see if a song is new, it's gonna display in this new way with this new text, which is awesome. And there are 1,276 new songs, especially from NCS. You can go to Sky High and boom, would you listen to this, bro? This is insane. And you also might have noticed this symbol, NCS symbol. This is a sign that you're also gonna see in here. So I've played the level on stream. This is one you can see NCS literally has it right there. And yeah, this is wild. You can see this is like the who made it, I think, and this is like it was produced, I believe, by NCS. And yeah, that is really, really, really cool. And another thing that is absolutely awesome is that, you know how some levels have way too many sound effects? I don't know why people would use so many sound effects, but now if you click on the I button, it's no longer a mess. You're actually gonna see the things in here. However, why is it not displaying? This is the songs. This is the songs. This only displays the songs that are used in this specific level. So for example, if you go on to my my first 2.2 level, this one, we can go here and these are the songs that I use. You can play them, you can check who made them, you can use it as practice, and also you can bring this guy to an absolute rage, and yeah, he's not going to be that happy about it. But yeah, you can do this on your own. But yeah, that is really, really cool. You can see this menu still in here if you want to check out that mess. You can still do that. And yeah, NCS additions to the geometry dash is an absolute banger thing to do. And now, especially with the new gauntlets, we're gonna have levels that are specifically made for these things, and I think this is absolutely brilliant. I might actually make a completely separate video talking about exactly what the results are gonna be of NCS being added to the geometry dash library, because I do believe that this is it's excellent. It's really, really good stuff. And yeah, I think I don't have to give my personal opinion here. We all love NCS music, not only me. So yeah, I also made a contest in here that you can participate in, make a challenge, quick one, really short one that uses NCS song. So yeah. And another like kind of short thing that happened is that when you beat a level, you're gonna have the ability to hide the end screen. In here you can see the hide button, which if you click, it's gonna hide this thing. And yeah, I wish it also hits this one, but maybe in the future it's gonna get like a patch update or something. But that is really, really cool. And you also see this new message that says that you cannot verify a level if you are using the ignore damage feature. And another thing that we saw is that, you know how when you're in practice mode and you're sort of trying to you're beating a level in practice mode and then you accidentally hit the end, you're like, okay, oops, let me just bring this to platformer mode. Let's say you're practicing a platformer level and then let me just get rid of damage. Let's just die a few times, boom, boom. And then you accidentally hit the end line. You can click this new button in here, which is gonna restart you from the last checkpoint. This is really cool, as opposed to being restarted as opposed to having to quit the level and just begin from the beginning. You can do this. By the way, I really like this, having this thing up there. Maybe even in here is better because it's like the ground. It's like in the ground. Yeah, I really like this. And another thing that I've seen a lot of people talk about is that checkpoint saving when you go out of a level. Let's say I play a level and then I hit a checkpoint and then I want to quit and come back later. This is currently not possible. You cannot quit a level and come back later. It does not work that way. But in the future, this is definitely going to be the case. RobTop has this issue on his radar, and this is something that he's been wanting to add for a long time now. And yeah, expect to have this feature anytime soon in the future when he basically adds a patch update or any similar update that's going to basically include this feature. I think it's going to be very cool, because sometimes I play a level and I'm like, I don't really have time for this stuff, so I just quit off and lose all my progress, just like I told you guys a few minutes ago. But this is something that's going to fix this issue, so you can quit the level and it saves your checkpoint basically, and then you can come back later and stuff like that. Hopefully this is going to be something that's going to be added in a later update. And on Mac, a lot of performance and launch issues have been fixed. And by the way, geode and all of these things don't exist anymore, so you gotta uninstall them and stuff like that. And also another thing is that you don't need any external mods to have the game not crash anymore, which is something really cool, because the game used to crash like every time. I'm a little bit sick, you guys already know that, but yeah, that is something that's going to be added in the future, and I'm really excited for that. So let me know what you guys think about NCS. Is probably the biggest thing. I'm going to have to make a separate video, especially talking about that, because it's awesome. It's actually really cool. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys learned something new. If you want to enter my challenge contest, make sure to do so. Also, follow me on Twitch and also subscribe to this channel. Also like this video while you're at it, because we're going to try to beat this extreme demon. I started the stream, I was like 2% and I ended with 53%, which is wild. So yeah, make sure you guys stick around. I really hope you guys are gonna have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video.